Stadium, St Mary's. No, I haven't turned the ball. Yeah. Welcome to Keilor Basketball Stadium. We're just over 5.5 minutes away from tip-off here in the exhibition game to kick off the pre-season NBL23. Lee Montagna here in commentary tonight. Alongside me, Peter Hooley, former Melbourne United player. Pete, nice to be here on a Tuesday night.
It is a bit of NBL flavour back onto our video and get to see a little bit of a taste of some new faces on Melbourne United, familiar old faces as well, but also St Mary's, the Gales on a nice little pre-season trip, which is always fun to be a part of when you're a college kid, wherever you end up, and they have a bit of an Australian flavour. So that's why they like to come down here. They played against Melbourne United when I was part of it in 2019, which we'll touch on a little bit, I'm sure, the rest of the night, but some familiar faces for Australian basketball fans.
There are indeed 3 Australians playing for St Mary's tonight. Harry Wessels, the big 7-footer from Western Australia, just turned 20, and also a boomer. What a wonderful young player he is. Kyle Bowen, a youngster, 22-year-old in his senior year, is also here. Played a couple of games for the Perth Wildcats a few years ago. And, of course, Alex Dukas is also here tonight. We all know about him. So it's going to be a good game. We're looking forward to it. A lot of the stars here for Melbourne United, of course. Chris Goulding not playing tonight. Big Isaac Humphries as well, coming back from knee injury, won't take any part. But still a lot of youngsters on display is what we want to see.
Well, absolutely right. I mean, Dave Barlow still running around in a game tonight. Joe Luala-Chul will be suiting up. We know that he's destined to head over to China after his tremendous season last year with Melbourne United. But Shea Ili going to be running around down there. Brad Newley, the old veteran, just loves the game. He's going to run around. Hook Porty's going to be tearing down some rims, but it's also a chance for young guys. Melbourne United have one roster spot left. So these are the kind of games, the pre-season, where Dean Vickerman, the coaching staff, they'll be having a look at potentially who they could fill that last roster spot with. It's not going to be a major minutes spot, but that's why these young guys get the opportunity to come in here and showcase, and also a couple of new signings that Melbourne United have recently had.
So the recent signings, Josh Duach, who'll get some minutes. He'll be wearing number 61 tonight. Of course, Malawich practiced that for an hour today.
I tell you what, you think about exciting young talents. He was one of their first signings local in the off-season, running around with the Darwin Salties. Had probably the dunk of the year at the time. It might have been eclipsed since then. We've had a lot of NBL1 good plays along the journey, but an outstanding athlete, just loves the game, a student of the game. Excited to see how he runs around in the Melbourne United uniform. He's going to be something to watch for the future. And just recently announced the other day from the Forestville Eagles and NBL1 Central, Malith Machar, another one who's really exciting prospect. Dean Vickerman really high on what he can do. So looking forward to seeing them all get some action tonight. Dean Vickerman not coaching. He often does this in the preseason. He's going to take a back seat, let Reece Carter step in and kind of control things, control the substitutions. Let Dean sit back and maybe look at exactly who they want to lock into that last spot.
We'll keep an eye on Malith Machar. Signed a 2-year deal as a development player, averaging the 16 points, 8 boards. As you said, playing for the Forestville Eagles in the NBL1. 6'6", athletic. He'll be exciting. Good crowd here, over 1,000 people filling the stadium. Nice, healthy turnout.
Look, it's what we need out here. It's a bit chilly in Melbourne on a Tuesday night, but the crowd in here has made it a little warm, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fireworks on display. We see Jock Perry in the crowd, the old St Mary's Gale, and Jack Jumper just tuning in to watch his old college go about his business. Zach Triplett from Melbourne United, he a Keilor local, so a lot of his family will be here. Looking forward to seeing what he can display tonight.
And, of course, Shea Ili, who everyone will be familiar with, will skip at the side tonight. Of course, the reigning 6th man winner, runner-up, defensive player of the year Been playing for Sandringham in the off-season, NBL1, in pretty good form as well. He looks like he'll be the starting point guard. That fair to say, Shea Illy?
Yeah, look, they'll be starting Shea Illy.
What about for the real season? Will Shea Illy be the starting point guard?
It'll be an interesting one. They've obviously signed Xavier Rattan-Maggs coming over from the Illawarra Hawks. That's something that Dean Vickerman, notorious with really flipping up the starting lineups throughout the season. I would venture to guess he will be starting and using Rattan-Maggs' offensive punch off the bench to really lock into that role. And if that is the case, I think he'll put together a really strong season and be contending for a sixth man of the year.
One of the 3 imports that will be arriving next week to be part of the Melbourne United season, along with Rajon Tucker, who's had some NBA experience at the Jazz and Philly and the Bucks. And they've just recently signed Jordan Caroline, who's been around as well, the G League, Israel, Taiwan and Italy. Just got told his dad played 11 years in the NFL. So he's got good pedigree. Those 3 imports, all recent signings, will be here soon, arriving in Melbourne, and they'll join the team. As we're just under 1 minute away from tip-off here.
Get some starting lineups for you. A big fella, Ario Hokporti, he's going to play. We're going to spread the minutes around after talking to Reece Carter. Joe Luai-Chul's going to play probably about half the game. Same with Brad Newley, Dave Barlow. Malawatch is going to be starting. Brad Newley, the veteran, Shea Illy, and David Aquera, fresh off his little boomer stint as well. So playing with supreme confidence, and they're going to get another opportunity here without those key stars that you mentioned. No Isaac Humphries, no Chris Golding, no Mason Peatling either, as he comes back from a little injury as well.
What about the St Mary's starting 5?
St Mary's starting 5, Alex Dukas, Mitchell Saxon, Kyle Bowen, Chris Howell and Aidan Mahoney. And I tell you what, there is some big units in this St Mary's Gales team. Mention Harry Wessels, he's an exciting one to watch. Youngster, freshman, 7'1", out of Boddington, Western Australia. And I tell you what, all 3 of these Aussies from Western Australia out of the COA are heading over to Perth to have a few games. That'll be a nice little catch-up with the family. But Alex Dukas, he's the one that we're here to watch. He had an exceptional season last year. Coming into his senior year, averaged just over 10 points, 3 rebounds, shot 46% from the field, just under 40% from the 3. He's an exciting young talent, and he's one that I'm sure a lot of NBL clubs will keep an eye on with what he wants to do after his college career is done.
Almost ready for tip-off here. Keilor Basketball Stadium, we're underway. It'll be Shea Illy. Hokporti. There's Malawatch, turns it over. St Mary's running through their set, out into the corner. Driving baseline, a nice finish.
That's a good, strong
start there, Chris Howe.
Expect these college teams every time they come down. We know it's a longer shot clock in the college game, but really to try and get through stuff as Shea Illy does what he does well. Drives the lane, picks up the foul, he'll go to the free throw line, and I tell you what, I think they'll be pretty high on Malawatch's defense. He's very athletic, so to get him to lock in on these guards, he's the one who's gone to Alex Dukas early to try and be a bit of a nightmare for him early. We know what happens when he starts to get his eye in.
Makes the first.
They roll deep. College teams, all the guys in uniform. Interesting to see how many players they decide to roll through. It's a long tour for the Gales.
Fair coaching staff they've brought along with them as well. All wanting to be part of the trip down under. There is Malawatch with that defense you were talking about. They swing the ball. Now Illy. Just probing. They'll get it to Hook Porty now. Go with the little left. Couldn't finish. This is Mahaney. Aiden Mahaney. Gets to work, and then nice offensive board. Good finish. Mitchell Saxon, junior.
Mahaney just a freshman, so they must be very high on what he can produce starting out his college career. Getting the start here and just looking really aggressive, as that's what Brad Newley does. Throws it up with the left. It's no good. Kyle Bowen with the rebound, and they're out, the Gales.
It's Kyle Bowen, the Australian. Gives the handoff. Jefferson looking to get to work. That's a tough finish.
One thing is for sure, remember back to that game in 2019, Alex Dukas, Kyle Bowen, just freshmen that put on a lot of size at college and really elevated their games and putting themselves in a really good opportunity to go professional after they finish their college career. The St. Mary's always one of those stronger powerhouses in the mid-major level in the college. The NCAA is always competing in March Madness. I'm expecting them with an experienced roster to probably do the same this year.
Here is Dukas. Draws the foul.
Another part of his game that he's really improved over his years. Being able to put the ball on the floor. He's a knockdown shooter when he gets his feet set, but adding different parts of his game, obviously the size as well, but something that really does have a lot of coaches. It was why he was part of that FIBA Asia Cup team. Saw him talking to David Aquera, another one of those, as they ready for the tip.
Here is Mahaney. Spots up, good finish.
Never looked like missing Mahaney. Freshman come out making some things happen in the first 3.5 minutes.
Here's Illy. He spots up and gets the answer.
We talk about it all season long. Last year for Melbourne United, Shea Illy has just taken his game to another level on the offensive end. Went through a slump where he was just kind of afraid to shoot the ball, and now he is shooting it at will. You can see that in his NBL1 efforts for the Sabres as well. There's
Mahaney again.
Yeah, very high on this young fella.
Only 6'3". I'm saying only 6'3". He gets quite small out there compared to the other boys, doesn't he?
Oh, they've got some big units, and you can definitely tell he is one who's been floating around in California. He's got a nice little tan.
And there's Malawatch from outside. So just starting to find their rhythm now, the boys. Good backdoor cut. Mahaney again. Couldn't finish. Good defense from Illy. And now Newley looking to run the floor. Again, wants to go strong. Big Saxon just protecting the paint for St. Mary's.
Good defense for the first 90% of that. Oh, my clutch. Just hacked at the end. Picked up the foul. Zach Triplett, the local Keilor youngster, about to check in for Melbourne United. They are tough games, these, because talking to Reece Carter and the coaching staff before, they've been training but never really preparing for a game like this. You don't know who exactly is going to play. Still really early in the preseason. The team's not even fully healthy yet with guys coming back. The imports aren't here. So you want to get a good little hit out, but you don't want to go too hard as well this early. As we mentioned, some of their key guys still not here, but it is an opportunity. And Dean Vickerman, they'll review this. They take these games very seriously. We beat them by a point in 2019 and ended up getting one of the biggest sprays we've had from Dean Vickerman.
Didn't take. Why was that?
Just wasn't happy with the way that we attacked the game or the plan that was being said. He didn't coach the game either. He led the one of the assistant coaches, but they really want to make sure that they can focus on themselves and set a blueprint for what they want to do in NBL23.
So what's the balance then for these young players, trying to get through what they've worked on all pre-season, but also trying to impress as well? And as you said, for some of them to get a spot on the roster.
Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because you want to make the most of your opportunity, but you also want to figure out what exactly spot is there, and that spot is probably going to be very limited minutes, if at all. So how do you get into that framework of what they're looking for? And that might not be shooting the ball, that might be locking up on defense, that might be setting up the offense. So I'm sure the conversations that the coaching staff has had with the youngsters is we see our first bit of Malith Machar, their recent development player signing, checking in to this game.
Hook Porty makes the first. This is Luke Barrett into the ball game for St Mary's. Straight away, nice spin moving off the glass.
That's
a nice first touch.
It's an offense off the bench. David Aquera bringing it back the other way, trying to answer.
Hook Porty again, that little hook couldn't finish.
Really,
Saxon with the board.
Really impressed with Saxon's one-on-one defense. Hook Porty, we know he's a big body, he's athletic, but he's really doing well at moving his feet. As Shea Illy making things tough for Mahaney, who gets the hooking offensive foul. That is a veteran in Shea Illy. Mahaney's had a really good opening period, who's just saying, hang on, young fella, I know what you're trying to achieve right here. I'm going to step my defense up. And that's what he did on that play right there. Taking a little personally is Lockheed Barker. Another one, as we mentioned, that last spot, checking in for Melbourne United. Ran around with the Phoenix last season and played well when he got his opportunity. Playing for the Frankston Blues as well. He'd be one that's high on the radar with that potential to lock up that last spot.
Averaging the 21 points and 4 assists with Frankston. There he is. Machar, now Triplet. He fires away.
That's what he can do. Just catch and shoot. I'll tell you what, Lockheed Barker playing the point guard here. Plays off the ball a lot. Trying to get the ball in his hands a little more because that's probably the spot that they are looking for. So that is a key indication that a game like this will be huge for Lockheed Barker.
Mahaney again.
He's nice. I like watching the way that he's going about his business.
Triplet and Aquera, just a little two-man game. Aquera tried to draw the contact, and now Luala Chul with a little step back.
Oh my. Well, Barrett has come in and he is not shy. He's making things happen on the offensive end. Dave Barlow about to check into this game for David Aquera. I think we're going to hear a little bit more about this name, Aiden Mahaney. He said they're very high on him to be a freshman and starting games, whether that's just part of their tour and they're going to chop and change throughout the rest of the tournament or while they're down here. But he has looked really exciting.
Of course, Luala Chul will be off soon to China. He's out of here, which is a blow for Melbourne United. But
it's a blow for the NBL as well.
Yeah,
but it's a well-deserved payday.
Yeah.
One of the best players in the competition last season. Another one who's just had an enormous 3 years.
There he is now, looking to hand off to Barker. Puts it behind the back, lost possession.
Oh my.
Dukas.
Oh,
off the window.
We've hyped up the Ian Stroker from outside. I don't know if he called that one. Maybe the banks are open on Tuesday a bit later in Keilor.
Out to a handy lead now, St Mary's early in this one. St Mary's thought it was a turnover, but United will keep the ball. 10 on the shot clock. Triplet in the corner. Just short. Dukas thought about it. Saxon will hand it back to Dukas, who goes on the left.
Good wall up there from Joe Luala-Chul.
Triplet working hard off these screens, and again.
Oh, you go under, he's going to make you pay. That's what he did there. Turn around, Jay. And Triplet for his second one in this first quarter. Coming back off from an injury, playing an NBL1. Good little pass there. Fella Saxon playing some big minutes in this first quarter.
Augustus Marshallonis.
That's a ripper. That's up there. That's one of the best names in college basketball.
His father was a famous basketballer for Lithuania. I think he's one of the greats. Of course, we spoke about Luala-Chul leaving. Matty Dellavedova and Jack White, they're in the States now. Back in the NBA for Delhi, and Jack White gets a chance.
It's going to be like that for the NBL. You get that opportunity for someone who perhaps hasn't been to the NBA and those who want to get back to the NBA. What the NBL can deliver. That's what Melbourne United's shown, especially last year. Big credit to them.
In general, we've lost a lot of the imports, haven't we? Lost a lot of our star factor from last season.
Brought in a lot. I tell you what, this is one of the years coming up where a lot of teams, if not all teams, going with 3 import lineups and some strong, exciting imports. It's going to be a tough league. Luala-Chul, that's going to get called for the travel. And then again, Saxon's defense, shuffling his feet, moving his feet to stay in front of both Hook Porty and Joe Luala-Chul, as JLA giving a bit of a spray to the referee on a Tuesday night. Wanting a foul called.
Entering the game for the first time, Josh Duach. One of these recent signings for Melbourne United. 19-year-old. Went and played 1 year of college basketball. Decided to come back to Melbourne. Oh, just took a tumble there. Marshallonis. Good kick out to the corner. Just couldn't finish, was Bowen. Good hustle though, Marshallonis forces the turnover, and now Bowen one-on-one with Barlow. Good defence.
You have to do a little bit more to get past Dave Barlow. He's going to stand straight up. Incredible core strength. Gets the block as well to go with it, and Melbourne United 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Looked a little bit disjointed as expected.
Luala-Chul from the top of the key.
He can do that. He's not afraid to step out and let it fly. Things are back within 5 points. 15 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Done well to peg it back here, United. Marshallonis will just pull up at the free throw line. Gets another chance at it with the offensive board. Goes to the left.
If you don't mind.
Nice way to finish the first quarter. Good quarter for St Mary's. They put on 25 points.
Well, it's kind of what we expect. You talk about Melbourne United in the really early preseason phase. They're going to be trying a bunch of different things, different looks, whereas St Mary's, they're really trying to ramp things up. They're going to look at real lineups they're going to be using in the season, how they can grow that over the course of their trip down under. But the one thing that stood out for me on the St Mary's before we get the box score, Aiden Mahaney, he is exciting. Marshallonis as well. So their point guards look really well settled, the way they got the team into their offense and then picked their aggression at the right time as well. But also the big fella, Saxon, I thought he was excellent on the defensive end. He was really good in that first quarter for Melbourne United. Zach Triplet came out, knocked down 2 threes. He looked aggressive. Everyone else kind of showed little pieces. Shea Illy at times, Brad Newley as well. Expect them to maybe start to settle down a little bit in this second quarter.
If you want to get involved this season, NBL23 Melbourne United memberships are now on sale. You can get the full season, the 5-game or the 3-game memberships. That's the only way to do it this year to support your team this season. Save money on walk-up prices, get access to exclusive member benefits, meet the players and much more. Visit membership.melbourneunited.com.au United.com.au now. Get that membership in early. It's going to be another exciting season. As you said, a lot of new faces for a lot of teams.
It's a very level season. I mean, there's some teams that have really reloaded well. I think it's one that's going to be looking like you can't really pick any complete standout runaway winners. I mean, it's very early to be doing that. A lot of rosters not completed as well. But just looking forward to a lot of these recent signings around the league. Import signings are going to be really exciting to watch. Going to produce some high-quality basketball.
Of course, the NBL Blitz will begin September 16, so that's not far away. Darwin will host this year, which is great for them up north.
It's going to be some good turnout up there. The Salties just into the NBL 1 last season, and they've been packing that out. They've been exciting to watch. McQuatch being one of those superstars. If you haven't seen that dunk yet, make sure you jump online. It's an incredible display of athleticism.
I saw over 500,000 views, that dunk. It was unbelievable. Hopefully we get some sort of highlight from McQuatch tonight as the second quarter's underway. And it will be Marshall Onus. First bit of action here to Bockler. He's straight away going to fire from the elbow. He gets involved. Lemet Bockler from Estonia. And then letting that one fly, couldn't finish. Dukas. And they'll keep the ball, United.
Mitchell Saxon played all 10 minutes in that first quarter, and he's still out here to start the second quarter. So then they might be carrying a few injuries in the big man department. The Gales. They've got a young fella, a redshirt junior.
Oh, here's the alley-oop. Oh, couldn't finish. Porty, it was a good play.
Porty spilt that. He normally likes to go up and get it with the best of them. Matt Van Koomen, 7'4", and every piece of 7'4". And I've been told he's probably not going to take part tonight, but if you catch a glimpse of the halftime warm-up, he's an exciting prospect.
Watching him in the warm-up, he's a massive man. Marshall Ernest this time will fire away, couldn't finish. Illy wants to get into the lane, get it easy.
Making something out of nothing. Shea Illy, just a couple of players in the wrong spot, which we are going to expect just the second day of pre-season for United.
And Bockler again, coming off the bench, 5 points.
3 of 5 from deep. Well, the Gales, they're not letting them fly too often. When they are, they're knocking them down.
And they swing the ball here, United. That's travel.
And that is an athlete who saw the lane open up and just get a few steps ahead of himself, wanting to get downhill and show something on the hoop. A little happy feet there. But I'm expecting some big highlights out of him, hopefully tonight, but definitely out the NBL23 season.
There's Dukas in the corner.
Great closeout from Dave Barley. Heard him call hustle, wanted to get that switch. McQuatch just a bit late on it, and Dave Barlow had to rotate to Dukas in the corner. Good closeout, make the shooter put it on the floor, cause the turnover. Straight away, Kyle Bowen comes in for Dukas, who had just checked in.
Illy goes straight at the youngster and then lobs it up for Hook Porty. He missed the first one, wasn't going to miss out the second time.
Well, no, he wasn't. Did a bit of a lap of honour. Nearly went into the crowd. He was a bit happy with that, the big fella.
Here's Bockler again.
Big Wessels, freshman, checking into the game for Saxon. But that's right there is something that Hook Porty He can add that to his game. Switches on to the smaller guard, can move his feet, stay in front, force him to give it up. That's something that Dean Vickerman's going to love. Pride themselves on the defensive end. Best defensive team in the league last season, up there with the Jack Jumpers.
We finished the league first in defensive rating. How's it? Tough look from Bockler. Couldn't finish, but they get the board back. Mahaney again goes at Illy. And a chance for a three-point play.
He is exciting. Sounding like a broken record. But normally we see, as we mentioned, freshmen coming into college, maybe they don't give it full bore straight away, maybe a bit tentative. That is not the case here with Mahaney. He has been super aggressive. Chance to be the first one in the double figures. And he does that.
Gets the bounce.
I was going to get an early commentator's curse in the preseason. But this is one that Shea Illy, he'll take this personally, and he'll be really trying to get up and in on the other end and trying to get some offensive going himself.
Kicks it out to Barlow. He had the feet set, but that was way off. And now Bockler. Good defense there from Dukas. They get the turn. Here's the fast break. Illy. Get fouled. They get the chance for the three.
Again, you rewind 2.5, 3 years ago, Shaylee's never letting that fly. Semi-contested three in transition. It just speaks to the volume of where his game's at. Recently signing an extension to stay at Melbourne United. That's always going to be good for a player, to have that security, to know where your family's going to be for a few years, but more than deserving of that. Probably smart from Melbourne United's behalf. Only got a free agency. It could be hotly contested. He has become a player that if you want to succeed, if you want to win, every team needs a Shea Illy.
As we said earlier, the reigning Sixth Man of the Year winner, runner-up, NBL Defensive Player of the Year. Contract extension will keep him at United till the 24-25 season.
And he's still got plenty of years left at his prime. That's what's really exciting. That's why Dean Vickerman and Melbourne United wanted to get that done.
He makes all three. They've got the press going here, United. Good ball movement by St Mary's. Finishes with the Aussie Wessels.
Aussie to Aussie, bowling to Wessels.
Yeah.
Could have let it fly, but a little lob there for Wessels. Good little finish. Again, that's what we expect from college programs. They're going to run through their sets. They're going to make sure they get the right look.
Duach out to Barlow. Yes, the radar off at the moment for him. I'll kick it back out. Here's Hook Porty. Working down low on the Aussie. Left that well short.
That's a really good closeout there from Duach. Mahaney, he's been ultra aggressive. This is a really good defensive set from Melbourne United, moving their feet. Forcing Mahaney to kick it out. Bockler with the long three, no good. There's Josh Duach. Getting fouled, getting to the line as 4 substitutions here for Melbourne United. Newly triplet Aquera, Joe Luala-Chul checking into this game, and Porty that possession before, he showed that he can hit that fadeaway. Hit some nice fadeaways, little runners last season, but that's probably one aspect of his game that NBA scouts as well, he's going to be high on that for his decision to come back as a next star and not declare for the draft last season, is to really refine his one-on-one game. It's not always going to be that back to the basket, throw the ball to, go get a bucket. But if he can just add a consistent package down low, he's going to fly up those draft boards for next season.
So there's talk he could potentially be a first-round pick, depending on the year that he has.
Well, that's what they said after he decided to come back, is potentially wouldn't have been on the radar for last season. They didn't want to risk that, and another year under the development of Dean Bickham and what he showed last year, the strides that he made in such a short amount of time. It's an exciting thing for him. It's an exciting thing for Melbourne. It's an exciting thing for the league. Potentially produce another draft pick.
That's Chris Howe. Couldn't finish. Now United look to push the pace. Aquera. Hand off Newley. And now Triplett. We saw this in the first term. And he gets foul chance for the 3 free throws.
Coach Bennett from the Gales, he's fuming on the sideline because Zach Triplett just checked into the game. Same in the first quarter. Knocked down those 2 threes. They didn't go under that time, but they were late. They were late on that double down screen. So much so that, exactly right, Coach Bennett's seen enough. He's going to bring Alex Dukas back in for Howe. And that would have been a discussion at quarter time. Don't go under the shooters. Don't fall asleep on the down screens. And well done to Melbourne United to run a play for Triplett as soon as he checks back in. He was feeling it in the first quarter.
He's coming off a significant hand injury. You can see the wrist tape there. He only played the 1 game back last week. Had the 15 points off the bench. For Keeler here, as we said, the local. Being told, great mates with Josh Giddey.
Well, it's a good guy to watch and see how he has developed. Catch up with him in the off-season as well.
Bockler again.
Just gets to
finds
his
spot. Yeah.
That's exactly what he's done since he checked into the game. Really patient. It looks like he's too rushed or trying to force anything. Gets to his spot, rises up and knocks it down.
Illy. Look at that little fade away.
A little fake in and out there from Shea Illy coming off the on-ball. A little fade away.
Again, good ball movement by St Mary's. And again, Bockler got to his spot. Couldn't finish the first or second time. And now Luala-Chul said, I've seen enough of this. Oh, got to the rim, couldn't quite finish. He'll go to the free throw line.
Saw the big fella kind of stuck in mud, and Joe Luala-Chul put his head down and having a few words.
Yeah, he's fired up.
He loves it. And just another one who just loves the game. Talking to Alex Dukas.
Dukas not taking a backward step either, giving it back. Makes them both.
All right, Melbourne, let's go. It's only 4 points. We need to stop. Come on, everyone. Defense! 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 Defense!
There's Bowen for 3.
Let's go!
Good rebound there from Triplett.
Aquera wants to get it to Luala-Chul. Does now. He puts the move on the big fella, Saxon, but again, good D from the big fella.
Might have got away with something there. It looked like a lot of contact, but again, he's done that from the start of the game, which is why he's allowed to get away with it now. Set the tone. Referees, look at that as Bockler tees one up. He is not shy at all.
Just over 2.5 minutes left in this first half. And again, they'll go down low to Achul. Again.
Good help defense there from Bowen. Saxon looked like probably the first time he's been beat in this game. Marshall tries to test David Aquera. Probably the smart decision there. It's a really good business decision.
Here's Dukas on Newley. He wants the foul. He's going to get it.
Oh, looks like the other end. Bit unlucky there. Brad Newley called for the foul. It looked like it was a clean strip in there. Brad Newley probably wasn't involved. Standing coach Reece Carter having a few words to say.
Coach is fired up.
Go louder than that. Let's go.
He would have got away with that back in his day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to need more than that. Come on, let's put a hole in these stairs.
Dukas makes both.
Logan Johnson checking into the game now for the Gales. Averaged 12 points last season. And I tell you, Melbourne United, young fella, Campbell Blogg. And it's not a young fella, one of the youngest ones out there, running around. And from all reports, is a really exciting prospect. Newly can't get that one to go. Plays with no fear and can just get hot and just loves to shoot the rock.
Good D again by United. And here is the youngster. Blogg just going to let it fly first up, full of confidence. Why not?
Well, there you go.
Why not your first touch as a 19-year-old?
On cue. And I was talking to Chris Golding before the game. What it's like to see him running around and training right now, and really high on him. Just super exciting to see youngster come through and been overlooked at a couple of state teams and state level. Mahaney can't get that one to go. But just come in and just playing with no fear right now. And he might have the chance to go to college if that's what he wants to do, or he might hang around in the NBL. Training player, development player's got plenty of options. But this kind of experience does wonders for him.
Let's go! Let's go, Melbourne! Let's go!
So down to the final minute.
Let's go, Melbourne! Let's go! Let's go, Melbourne! Let's go!
Well, this time will get the call.
You ask enough, you're going to get it on the referee. But again, Saxon, he's a big unit. Super impressive with the way his lateral quickness, staying in front of Joe Lawal-Chul, who put the ball on the floor with the best of them. Found Lockheed Barker there. We'll be looking to be really solid on the defensive end. As we mentioned, that's kind of what Team Vickman and the coaching staff will be looking for. Just be really solid defensively. That's what Zach Triplett, they want to make sure that, yes, you can shoot the lights out and you lock up when it matters most.
Only the third team foul of the quarter. There's Mahaney again. Loves to work his way into the paint and then goes straight up.
Just so crafty. Another one who just gets to his spot when he wants and doesn't force too much. He's had himself a really good first half here.
Shows a lot of composure, doesn't he? Gets in there and just takes his time. He's not rushed.
There's not a whole lot of him, size-wise, compared to when you look at the guys like Alex Dukas, Logan Johnson, who have been there for some time for the Gales. But he's just come in and making everything happen every time he touches the ball.
Timeout's been called. First one of the game.
Not quick.
Always like a breather. Reece Carter will come up with the final play of the half. How have you seen the first half, Pete?
Probably what you'd expect. Team Melbourne United just only in their second day of pre-season. A lot of key outs, new pieces, trying to figure out, yes, you want to get something out of this game, but how hard do you kind of push it? You want to implement the system, but not too much. Joe Lawal-Chul, Dave Barlow, older heads, Brad Newley running around as well. But I've been really impressed with the Gales, to be perfectly honest, just the way that they've gone about their business. Mahaney's one that we'll talk about a lot. I love the way that he's gone about it. Big fella Saxon, but Bowen and Dukas look really solid, the young Aussies as well.
Now, the Melbourne United holiday camps, they're now open for the September school holidays. The two-day camp in Footscray is on Monday the 19th and Tuesday the 20th. Just $179 for those 2 full days, including a basketball, a T-shirt and a goodie bag. Head to melbourneunited.com.au to register. I remember going to one of them as a kid, Pete. Pat Reedy, the Pat Reedy camp. Yeah.
Heard some things.
Did the school holiday camps with Pat Reedy.
Heard you used to be able to put the ball in the basket a little bit yourself.
Oh, yeah. Dave Simmons was my coach, actually.
There you go.
The Burundara Magic under 16s.
Right, let's go, Melbourne. This is
One of the St Mary's coaches here just trying to become acquainted with the Australian rules when you call timeouts. Can't call them mid-play.
That's Randy Bennett, one of the all-time great college coaches. Melbourne will run it down for the final play of the half. What have they set up? Aquera with a step back. Just as Reece Carter drew it up.
Then he called for the travel. Oh, it didn't look like there was much in it. It looked like it created the space. And we're going to get a timeout here from the Gales. They're asking when they can call one. You can call one now. Can't call a mid-play, but that's a tough break.
Is that a travel?
Didn't look like he did a whole lot wrong. Created the separation. If maybe there was just a little bit of happy feed before he put the ball on the floor, but the separation on the step back I don't think was the call, because that looked pretty clean and good knockdown. And here we'll see what the Gales can draw up. 10 seconds to go. Up 4 in this second quarter. Bit of music pumping on Tuesday night in Keilor.
Hey. Of course, Melbourne United proudly supported by their major sponsors: Rolled Vietnamese, Thai Power, DoorDash, Dream State Lending and Trojan Tools. All strong supporters here at Keilor Basketball Stadium. And now let's see what Coach Randy Bennett's drawn up here. 10 seconds left on the clock in the first half.
Without knowing too much about the Gales, just what we've seen in the first half, I wouldn't be surprised.
Who's going to shoot?
Oh, I'm trying to get something to Alex Dukas. I reckon Mahaney might be trying to make it happen, see if United can blow it up.
I reckon these Bockler will spot up and I'll give it to... And they might just let Mahaney go to work. The youngster. Oh, nearly on the tip. That's half time. Entertaining first half here at Keilor Basketball Stadium. St Mary's have led the whole way through the first half, but it's down to 4 points at half time. They're 41, Melbourne United 37. We'll take a little break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes and get ready for a big second half.
Now I'm just going to introduce one of our coaches here at the Keilor Thunder. That is Trevor, and he's going to announce our mini league game for halftime.
Yeah, it takes a while to get in. Like, it's hard because just trying to get the names and the numbers. And then after like 2 minutes, and then you sort of, once you sort of get the feel for the names and all that, then you can slow down a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen. By far the hardest game. Well, that's right. Yeah, you don't know anybody. That's right.
gentlemen, it's time to check those raffle tickets for the shootout. Drawing first. Can I get a drum roll, please? Make some noise. Ticket number is purple T56. If you're purple T56, make your way to the floor. Purple D56. Here he is, little man. Make your way up here. Now, drawing the half-court shot, the three-quarter final, $250. The winning ticket is purple D40, Samuel Gregory. Samuel Gregory in the building. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Emmett shooting from the free-throw line. As many he makes from this free-throw line, he will give himself $10 in a minute. So Paul is out there. And he's trying to make a rebound. We'll start at 27-20. We'll go to 7-15. And we'll go for 1 minute. Ready, set, go! Oh, wrap up. Yeah! Tails! Samuel, can you make your way now, please?
Just over 5 minutes away for the second half here at Keilor Basketball Stadium. Melbourne United taking on the St Mary's Girls. St Mary's lead this one by 4 points, 41-37. Lee Montagne here with Peter Hooley. Pete, just some of the point scorers and stats from that first half.
Well, kind of the head-to-head that we saw. Mahaney and Shaeli have 12 points apiece. They've been ultra aggressive. 9 points for Zach Triplett off the bench in just 6 minutes. He came in and got them up and was knocking them down. 9 assists as a team. All Melbourne United. They're getting out-rebounded. They've given up 5 offensive rebounds, which is something that Reece Carter would be talking about right now. Got to be better on the glass. Mitchell Saxton has been a beast down low. And Kyle Bowen, 6 rebounds and 5, respectively. Well, it's been a nice level-headed battle. Looked like the Gales might run away with it a little bit in that first quarter. Melbourne United pegged it back. Good spread of minutes. Everyone touching the floor for Melbourne United.
There's been some good battles, hasn't there? The point guard battle's been good. Shea Illy.
And that's the one to watch in this second half.
Mahaney.
Shea Illy versus the youngster in Mahaney going at it. Alex Dukas has shown little moments here and there. He's got 7 points. Banked in a nice 3. Kyle Bowen had to hit the scoreboard, but he's been tough out there. 5 rebounds and 3 assists.
It's been a good battle between the big boys as well, hasn't it? The defensive effort.
Well, it has.
Of young Mitchell Saxon taking on the big boys, Melbourne United. Haven't really been able to get going.
Well, they're 2 of 8 combined, Luala Chul and Hook Porty. We know Luala Chul is heading off to Asia, just playing for a bit of fitness and because he loves the game. But Saxon's kind of taken on both those roles really well.
I mean, his second year, the junior, doing a good job. Well, we've got a few minutes. Pete, just ask a little bit about AJ Ogilvy. Saw this afternoon that he's retired from the NBL. One of the all-time greats.
Oh, he's been tremendous. And big congratulations on what was a wonderful career as well. Just a player who every coach could obviously trust, but just had so much success throughout his journey. I thought there might be a chance we might see him run around again. Well, yeah, maybe he might lace him up again, but it's...
he still might be a chance.
Well, it's tough because we're getting to this period now in time where these guys that a lot of NBL fans around my age would have grown up watching, and they're taking the next step in their journey. A couple of years ago, Damian Martin, one of those.
You spoke about a lot of the imports that'll be in the NBL in season 2023. What about getting Aaron Baines back into the NBL? How good's that going to be for the Brisbane Bullets?
Oh, it's just great, especially for the Bullets. I mean, I know they struggled last year, a lot of inconsistencies and frustrating for their fans, but to have him back is so big for himself. I mean, it's a very emotional story for what he's been through during the Olympics, to be able to get back on the floor and not only put himself in a position to play basketball again, but at one of the highest levels in the world. And he's made it clear that he believes this is his best opportunity to get back to the NBA. And NBL's shown that there's a pathway to do so at whatever point you are in your career. I just can't wait to see him running around there. I think him and Nathan Sobey are going to be a really tough pair, really tough duo on the floor. Adding Tyler Johnson, wealth of NBA experience to that unit, and it's going to be exciting. Melbourne United losing some key pieces in this offseason. Well, about a month ago, once it all happened, wouldn't have been panic stations, but be close to it. Because not only losing big pieces, Joe Luala was a focal point for them last year. One of the best players in the competition. Top 3 in MVP voting. You lose him to go over to Asia. Nice, well-deserved payday. Obviously, Delhi getting another crack, playing in the NBA. But Jack White, he's the one for them, Melbourne United. And there was some incredible stats throughout the year of when he was playing, they just didn't lose. And coming back from his Achilles injury, to lose a piece like that, after Chris Golding, he's by far the most important player on the roster. So to be able to retool behind that, I think they've done well with their imports. I think Tucker is going to be one to watch. Ratan Mays gives a nice spark off the bench, and Caroline as well. But it still doesn't feel what Jack White brought. There is no other player that they could potentially have brought it in. You've got to do it collectively. And that's why it's important to get them all here in pre-season, have a really strong hit out in the pre-season leading into the Blitz and then NBL23.
30 seconds away from the second half here. Melbourne United trail by 4. Of course, Isaac Humphries joining the roster this year. He'll be a good addition, the big fella.
I had a chat to him before the game and asked why he wasn't suiting up, and he said just not yet, but he said he's fully healthy and he's excited as well to be able to get back on the floor. Isaac Humphries, before getting hurt in that Adelaide 36ers year, was at one point early in the season a leading Defensive Player of the Year candidate and MVP. At one point, that's how well he was playing. He was benefiting from playing alongside Josh Giddey in a nice little 1-2 pick and roll combo, but he was outstanding. So to be able to get him back as he stays healthy, he's going to be a really good, much-needed punch for them, losing Joe Luala and Hook Porty, who is one who's notorious for, he's got to build up his tank. Dean Bickman said his aerobic because he goes so hard every single possession. So you're probably expecting him. He's not really a 30, 35-minute guy.
So Malif Machar, the new signing for United, will start this second half, along with Lockheed Barker, Dave Barlow, Luala Chul.
Josh Dukas, the other one.
Dukas, so yep.
Really just throwing around some different pieces.
Sharing the minutes. We're underway in the second half. Tune's pumping here. And there's Barker. Goes hard. Then, oh, good follow-up on the offensive board, and he'll get rewarded with a...
Gets fouled on the second attempt. Looked like he got fouled on potentially the first one. It wasn't called. And for all Melbourne United fans who are perhaps just tuning in, you see number 0 running around, Joe Luala-Chul. He is still heading over to Asia. He just loves the game and is enjoying playing in any opportunity he can. So, unfortunately, he will not be back. But it is still good to see him having a run out here.
Love the three-throw technique of Lockheed Barker. It doesn't bounce, just takes it and shoots straight away.
No mucking around.
No.
He's a pure scorer. Which, again, is an adjustment, as we keep mentioning. They have one spot left, and that last spot for Melbourne United isn't going to be one who needs potentially a scoring punch. Just going to need someone who can be really solid and relied upon if needed. As Dukas backing down Josh Dukas.
Good defense from Dukas.
That's something that I think we're going to see a lot for those who do tune into the St. Mary's Gales throughout the season. Dukas getting down to the post. Strong body. Bennett just having a chat to him, saying had an opportunity to perhaps get a hook shot in there. It's really good scramble defense from the Gales. Good pass from Tate Barlow. Not sure how he saw Joe Luala-Chul standing out on the three. Just flick over the shoulder. But Bowen again. He's the captain, Kyle Bowen, of this Gales outfit. Just super solid.
Shot clock down to 5. So Barlow takes it upon himself and gets that one to drop.
That's basically, I'm in mid-season form. Kyle Bowen, talk up how solid he's been, and just a bit late on the closeout to Dave Barlow with the shot clock running down. So I'll take that one on the chin. Apologies to Kyle Bowen there. Always happens.
Might be the first lead for the game for United. Trailed by 9 at one stage in that first term as Mahaney again works his way into the paint. But himself in a bit of a lead now. Dukas. Hard foul there from Dukas.
Created something out of nothing. Yep. Something out of nothing there.
Just put the head down.
Good effort, Dukas. Not to get caught up in, could have been a little nasty, little contact there.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you can do better than that. Let's get it going.
All right, shooting strike of Dukas knocking down the first. Averaged just over 10 points a game last year. Dukas, entering his senior year, he'll be expecting to have a really big scoring output for a team that you would think is going to be pretty strong this season for the Gales. A lot of veterans, a lot of seniors, and some exciting young talent.
They made the NCAA tournament last year. I'm sure they were looking to get back there again. This year is Barker just pulls back and will let it fly. A bit too long. Here's Dukas again. Shot clock again. They've left it late, down to 3. Mahaney's going to have to get this up. He wasn't going to get it over the outstretched hands of Luala-Chul. And now in transition, Dukas makes it.
Oh, defense to offense. A broken play. Led to the block from Luala-Chul on Mahaney. Out and running. Good lane run. Lane run from Joe Luala-Chul. Allowed Dukas to step into an open 3 on the wing.
Mahaney again.
So crafty when he gets downhill. Hayden Mahaney continuing his good game.
up to the 14 points. Dukas now trying to find the Wala Chula. This time he gets it to fall.
Good pass. Dukas looked like he was a bit out of control at times. Wala Chula diving, good finish. Puts Melbourne United back up by 1.
And I'll get the subs happening in a moment. Dukas.
That's doing exactly what the coach asked for. You saw him try to post up Dukas before and had the turnover. Coach Bennett was saying that he potentially had that hook shot. Listen to him the next time down. Good patience as Wala Chula goes on Saxon, who's just been a brick wall.
And Dukas gets fouled again by Dukas. And again, he'll go to the free throw line.
Trying to put some points on the board in this third quarter. Dukas keeps getting to the free throw line. Good defense for the first half of that possession and bail him out. Fouling him on the 3. All the substitutions come in.
Aquera comes back into the game. Triplet as well. As Dukas misses the first. Wala Chula will stay in the game. Makes 2 out of 3. And they're back up by 3. Good hustle again from Bowen. Causes the turnover. And Dukas again will get fouled. And he's continuing to pile on the pressure.
That's what we do expect with a team that's just in their second day of pre-season. Just not on the same page at times. You see Dave Barlow just having a little chat to McQuatch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's make plenty of
as
noise.
Dukas gets ready to shoot this free throw, and he saw him do that when he was on the floor, just pulling the youngsters aside, potentially saying where they should be, where they shouldn't be during possessions.
All right,
Trying to get them to understand the
Come
system
on.
that United are trying to implement.
Come on, we can do better than that. Let's go, make some noise.
I think the Gales have done really well. They only had 3 turnovers up until half-time. Looking after the ball. Getting a shot every time down the floor.
Dukas. That's Malawatch, in fact. He's able to...
Something out of nothing again.
Yeah.
They move their feet well. On defense, the Gales. They do a little jump stop and rose up and good enough to knock it down.
Quach Malawatch came into the ball game. Yeah, we're looking for some good minutes here late in this third term. Dukas again just feeling good about his game. Couldn't finish with the left. And then the big boys.
Saxon, he is a big unit. Jump ball called, and they're going to keep the possession here. Oh, the Gales. I like this pairing of this front court combo with Saxon and Bowen. 2 completely different guys, the way they go about it. But they complement each other really well. Shea Illy and Huporti going to check into this game. Or Lockheed Barker and JLA. That's going to be a foul on the Quatch there. Getting caught up with Alex Dukas, just trying to get over the screen. 4 team fouls now for Melbourne United. 3 on McQuatch. He's going to try to stay out of foul trouble. Alex Dukas definitely initiating the contact, but crafty enough to get that call.
There he is. It was a good bounce pass in the lane. He had the opportunity there, just didn't take possession cleanly.
Well, great baseline. Out of bounds setup from the Gales. In the end, Shea Illy probably got a little deflection on the inbounds pass.
Another turnover from United. This time Aquera.
Again, just trying to break off the play. Get downhill. Wasn't there. Never solid. Bowen. So it looks like with the minutes restriction that we're expecting a lot of these big guys from Melbourne United to be on, might be trying to figure it out so they can close the game. I think around 20-odd, 25 minutes max, you'd think, for a guy like Shea Ely.
Saxon feeds it out. Mahaney couldn't finish, and then Bockler went strong for the offensive board and will get the foul.
Another offensive rebound. Gales have been crashing the glass very hard, putting that pressure on Melbourne United. And this can be sometimes the part of growing as a young fella when you're extremely athletic. They've got 3 young athletes right now out there. Okwera, McQuatch and Hook-Porty. So make sure that you don't forget the fundamentals of boxing out. When that shot goes up, especially with a college program that are drilled down to a T. The shot goes up, a guy like Bockler's just going to put his head down and just hunt the glass. So make sure you hit a body first, then use your athleticism.
So meet Bockler from Estonia. He's looked good. Came out in the second term and got on the scoreboard a couple of times as Hook-Porty now forces his way into the paint. Again, just couldn't finish.
There's Saxon once again looking like he's been beat and just gets to his spot and stands like a Stobie pole. Runs straight into him and just bounced straight off. Super impressive what I've seen so far from the junior. 6'10", 242 pounds. So do those calculations quickly in your head. He's a big unit.
Here he is.
There's Shea Ely. Just not letting Mahaney touch the ball.
And Mahaney again works his way inside, and again another foul.
You don't, again, having a few words to say to Shea Ely, but Shea Ely did a really good job to deny that first pass to him. They eventually got him open, and shot clock running down. Bit of miscommunication with the help defense, and he got to his spot and drew the foul with the hand in the cookie jar.
That's Reece Carter, the coach, Melbourne United tonight. Dean Vickerman just having a seat on the end. Reece Carter, long-time assistant, and he's with Reece been assistant for.
Well, he's worked his way up. Started when I was there probably 2018, 2019. He's worked his way up to being a valuable part of this coaching staff, no doubt about it. The guy's had a really strong NBL career playing-wise himself, so they are loaded with expertise in that regard. D-Mac as well. Dean Vickerman just taking a step behind the huddle, just overseeing how everything's going down. And a lot of people.
What's Dean Vickerman like as a coach? Give us a bit of an insight for those that are tuning in. What's Dean Vickerman like?
I mean, like most coaches, most elite coaches demand perfection, and for him it comes and starts on the defensive end. So you can be one of the best offensive weapons that you have, and you can be one of the best offensive weapons every team you've been on, but if you refuse to defend, you're just not going to play. And that's what the Melbourne United prided themselves on since he took over and found that success with. And someone that you do the right thing, then you get in his trust circle that it's hard to fall out because you know what you're doing is the right way, and instill a lot of confidence in a young guy like Hook-Porty to say, look, I want to come back for another year under this Next Star program, under you, under Melbourne United, and try and grow my game.
As Aiden Mahaney continues on his scoring way, leading scorer on the floor. Been highly impressive. The freshman from California. And now he comes in as a well-earned break.
Remember that name. Come February and March. Aiden Mahaney.
So slip back a bit here, United, after taking the lead earlier in this term. There's Bloggs back on the floor. They try and find Triplett again. He's made a couple already, not that occasion.
Well, that play was designed. It was supposed to be a quick down screen from Hook-Porty to Triplett, and just was a bit late on setting it. Coaching staff not happy that out of a timeout. That's really frustrating. When you have a set play and you Player goes out there, doesn't execute. Saxon take on Hook Porty. And again, speaking of solid, hasn't he been solid down low for the Gales?
Illy draws the contact. Might have been Saxon's first points, was it? A couple of free throws earlier.
He's not one of those guys. They've probably got enough scorers just looking at what this unit's going to be for the Gales. Alex Dukas, Logan Johnson barely played tonight. He was averaging 11.5 points last season for them. Anytime you have averaging double figures in a Division I college program, you're legit. Doesn't matter if it's 10 points or it's 12 points. That's tough to do in college. Especially when you've got a well-rounded outfit like the Gales usually always are. So he's going to be putbacks. He's going to be little dump-offs. Very rarely throw the ball into him, but he's been really solid down low defensively and cleaning up the glass.
Shea Ellie makes both. He's been averaging points as well, 24. NBL 1, these couple of games for Sandringham. Can they get a stop on defence? Here's Bockler. Again, gets to his spot. He's got nice touch. It's a good finish.
He's got a bit of a green light. Shea Ellie's going to draw the foul. Get back to the free throw line. Another one there. Just so hard to stay in front of. Draws contact really well. And a lot of people might think that playing against the college program early in preseason, as in day 2, that you don't do a whole lot of scouting, but they looked at the previous game that the Gales had played yesterday and today,
and Sydney Uni,
and had a little look at the plays they were going to run, because again, yes, it's getting on the right system, getting on the right wavelength early on as soon as possible, but it's also understanding how scouting works in games for a lot of the new players, a lot of the young guys trying to both get adjusted to being a professional. NBL 1 is a lot different to the NBL.
Here's Bowen. Good hustle from Aquera, although they've turned it over, and Marshall Onus with the easy layup, and there's been a tech called.
There's been a tech foul called on Shea Illy here, and he looked like he wasn't. The whole bench was up and about before with that loose ball possession. I think there might have been. I thought there might have been something that didn't happen there. As Coach Bennett's trying to figure out what happened. Alex Dukas going to knock down the free throw, and Shea Illy doesn't say a whole lot. It's a pre-season technical. I'm not sure I've ever seen one.
The refs were just conferring something.
Well, I had to have a chat to Coach Bennett to understand that it's still going to be Melbourne United ball, but you're going to shoot the free throw.
He's still learning the rules.
It's an adaptation, because you've got to come down here, shorter shot clock. All the FIBA rules are different to the college program, and you see a lot of it when you get imports who perhaps come out of college into the NBL in one of the first games, try and call a timeout in live play. You can't do it. It's something that you've grown with for 4 or 5 years in the college system.
As we said, of course, Randy Bennett, 22-year head coach of this program that's seen some of our greatest players come through St Mary's, Paddy Mills and Matty Dellavedova. It's the couple.
And also got Andy McConnell on the coaching staff of St Mary's, great as well. As Shea Illy turns it over.
Bockler gets up and gets the tough lay-in, and they'll call a timeout, United, as they get out to a 12-point lead, St Mary's.
Again, just turnovers. They're making them pay. Everybody ran. They just look like they're a little hungrier for the ball, but as expected and as we've seen a lot on display tonight, Melbourne United still have a bunch of new guys flying in yesterday in the Leith Machar. Just trying to understand where they're supposed to be. Not a bit disjointed on the offensive end. Absolutely no concern when it's this early. It's a good hit out, good to learn from something like this, and especially when you've got St. Mary's, a college program, who a lot of these guys would have been together last year, so they already understand how to play together. Just got to incorporate maybe some young guys like Mahaney, some transfers potentially, and that's what the summer is all about if you're American. And that summer off-season schedule for college teams. If you're lucky enough to go on an international trip, I believe the college still only allows one every 4 years. So we were supposed to be going on one that was to Australia. We ended up going to Canada instead, but it's something that's really exciting. Yeah. And that's why they come down to Australia, and I'm sure they're really looking forward to getting over to Perth to see these 3 Western Australians play in front of their friends and family that for 4 years, if you're in college, you never get to do that. So it's a really unique opportunity. And I hope, I'm not sure if Coach Bennett will do it, but to start all 3 Aussies in those games, just to run up the minutes for them. And
of course, we spoke about some of the St Mary's past players, some of the Australian players. Jock Landale, another one. Melbourne United, his parents are here tonight watching.
I'll be catching up with all the coaches and maybe some past players as well, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So good to have them in the house. As again, Shea Ellie works his way into the paint. Again, he's going to draw the foul. So
heading to Phoenix Suns, Jock Landale. Yeah. Nice little busy off-season for him.
Regular season, of course, starts October 1. It'll be around just before we know it. It'll come around pretty quick. Only feels not that long ago we watched the grand final series. Sydney Kings. As Illy, again, this time doesn't get the call. Look, Porty will.
It's going to be a foul called there on Saxon, hand in the cookie jar. Shea Illy is the one he's done this a lot. He's a game changer with plays like that. He's been getting to the free throw line before. He thinks they missed a call there, but Porty needs to clean up the mess and he'll go to the free throw line.
Big Ari Porty makes the first, a big 7-footer. Of course, as we said earlier, heading into his 2nd year. Part of the Next Stars program. Knockback nominating for the NBA draft. And will hone his craft here in Australia for Melbourne. Looking for a big season for him. They're cranking up on defence now, United. Blog working hard, just illegally.
It's going to be both teams in the bonus. Going to shoot some free throws here. Now on Blog. You can get a whole lot of stoppages in the first half, and plenty of them now, which just lets this nice Keilor crowd, this sold-out Keilor crowd, just feel a little bit of the warmth that Melbourne winter has to offer. 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night.
Over 1,000 people here enjoying this one.
So one thing, Reece Carter stepping in for Dean Vickerman, as the head coach tonight, he's got the head coach pace down pack. He has probably worn through the soles of those shoes, doing plenty of trips up and down the sideline.
Here's Blog. We saw let one fly in the first half. Can't make that. And now St Mary's will get into their set.
Big Saxon down low. Super patient. Well done from Hook Porty to worry him out of that. And big fella run the lane.
Oh, it doesn't get the call.
Oh, my.
The United bench are not happy.
In the end, it was really good hands from Alex Dukas. That could have been pulling the rim down.
Bowen always looking to give it off.
That's going to be a foul on Blog. Just getting his hand caught up with Marshall Unis. And I tell you what, I know Hook Porty didn't get the call, but when they look back on that tape tomorrow, Dean Vickerman will be wrapped because you played great defense down one end, and the first thing you do is just put your head down and sprint Outran everybody. And if it wasn't for Dukas getting back, getting a hand on that, it would have been a dunk. It's just about just creating those habits early in the preseason. That's something he showed last year as well. In one of the early preseason games he played in the Phoenix, I think it was at the cage for the Blitz. Had a block on one end, followed it up with a tip dunk on the other. So that's the work ethic that he has.
There's Augustus Marshallonis, misses both. The Lithuanian. And a chance for United to try and peg back this margin late in the third term.
Let's go, Melbourne! Let's go! Let's go, Melbourne! Let's go! Let's go, Melbourne!
Illy again. This time kicks it out in the corner, a long way off Macquarie. He's been a bit rusty. As now Bowen runs the floor.
That's super
That's
solid.
a tough finish.
That's really tough. Bowen to avoid Aquera coming across. Last shot here to Melbourne United.
Game high 14-point lead to St Mary's. Aquera thought about it. Still got 7 on the clock. Newley didn't get the roll. And that sums up a bit of the quarter for Melbourne United. They took the lead early in the third term and then it was dominated by St Mary's. And they've got a handy 14-point lead at three-quarter time.
Just punished Melbourne United on turnovers, offensive rebounds, and then once they got to the bonus, just got to the free throw line, shot a lot of free throws that quarter. And again, it's two contrasting teams, and we're seeing it on display. A team that's been together for a while, understands each other, is in the right spot with a completely new roster, just seeing some new faces for Melbourne United. And that's what you expect from a team that's been around, is to be able to punish those mistakes.
Let's go! Come on, crowd, get behind him, make some noise! Whoa!
I'd like to see the box score here, but Alex Dukas definitely got some more points on the board there. Shea Illy had a big third quarter. Didn't start the third quarter. As if you can hear the
Let's go!
trying to hype the court announcer up. He is on our left shoulder.
What do you reckon, Paul? We got one more! We got one more! No, not the crowd. We're going to make some noise. We got one more. Come on!
We haven't seen a lot of Malif Machar as yet, as you said, and he got in yesterday. Recent signing for Melbourne United, really exciting player.
Let's go, make it quick, make some noise!
As we run through a few of the box scores,
Well,
Pete.
as expected, Aiden Mahaney, just the 17 minutes, but he's got 16 points. He's been exceptional. Alex Dukas, he put some points on the board in that third quarter. He's got 16 points right now. The big fella, Mitchell Saxon, he's got 10 boards. Kyle Bowen's been great, 7 boards and 4 assists. Shea Illy had 15 points. He's the only one in double figures so far. Hook Porty, just 1 of 7 from the field. He's only got to 5 points. Melbourne United getting out-rebounded by 7. That's the one thing that it's a preseason game, not expected to be on the same page. Expected to have a million mistakes this early in the season. But boxing out, not letting them get on the offensive glass, that's one thing that will make Dean Vickerman pretty unhappy.
Is that just an effort thing?
Well, it is. It's an effort thing, but also understanding exactly where you are supposed to get on the same page as well, because where you're supposed to be in the play, those things come. But ultimately, that's why in games like this, that Dean Vickerman will tomorrow, for a lot of the guys on the roster, have a look and say, look, we can't have that happen. And that's why you've got to learn. You've got to make these mistakes to learn from them.
Here is Dukas. Thought about it, saw Bowen in the corner. Good ball movement again by St Mary's and the big fella Saxon with a strong finish and a chance for a three-point play.
And there's just that little bit of miscommunication breakdown on the defensive end this time. 2 players to the ball, and it leaves a couple of guys open. And Saxon, who's been great, up to 8 points now, 10 rebounds. He's got 3 offensive rebounds. Chance to get to 9 points here, but just been really solid. He's going to get another opportunity. Early encroach on the free throw line from Dave Barlow. St Mary's only hit the 3 threes, so pretty early on. 7 of 17 from three-point land for Melbourne United, but 13 of 39 overall, just 33%. That's a lot of easy ones out there.
Here's now Joshua Dukas getting some minutes. Can he spark something for United? They need to get something going on offense. Malou, watch out there as well. Here's Dukas. That's off.
There's that aggression. Melbourne United picking it up on the defensive end.
And run the floor, a bit of excitement. Look how exciting the talent is on the floor.
McCotch to Machar, and I didn't know which way. It could go either way. Who wants to throw the lob? I'm surprised either of them did, because they both want to be on the finishing end. But more aggressive on the defensive end right now, Melbourne United. Joe Lawachul flying out with the hard shows. They're switching everything. They're blowing everything up.
They're going to leave Bowen wide open. He hasn't taken many shots tonight. They're just cranking it up here, United. Malawatch just flicked it out. There was a deflection.
It's going to be Melbourne United ball. Yep. 12 seconds to go. You see Dave Barlow, Joe Lawachul just trying to settle these other youngsters and just try and get them all on the same page. JLA just absolutely lined up somebody on a screen. He's not mucking around.
Duach couldn't finish. Got a good piece of it as now St Mary's run the floor, and that'll be a foul.
And that might be three. Yeah. He was very hesitant to shoot that, but McCotch put his hand right in there, and Kyle Bowen is going to go to the free throw line. That's 5 fouls. Oh, McCotch. I think he's going to be a nice little piece for them, especially on the defensive end, if he can keep his hands out of trouble. I know he got 5 fouls pretty quickly in this one, but you can see the athleticism, you can see the length, you can see what problems he can have for guys once the NBL season begins. But just there, it wasn't even his matchup, didn't have to do it. Bowen just missed a couple of threes back-to-back, so if he does end up just shooting it, you probably live with the result for now. In the end, you've got to end your night. Early shower.
Kyle Bowen from Perth, the Aussie, the senior.
This one's going to be the loudest. Let's go. Come on.
As we said earlier, played a few games for the Perth Wildcats. Got a couple of minutes back in the 2018-2019 season before heading over to the States, where he's had a fine career at St Mary's. Makes that one. Triplet back on the floor. Barlow now. Just taking his time.
And it's a different style of play, obviously. You're playing against a young college program that is just so well drilled. They're not going to play any other team like this in the NBL. The only one you could probably think of are the Jack Jumpers last year in terms of being well drilled, just running through their stuff.
Nice finish, triplet. Found his range that he had in the first quarter.
Can't leave him open. He is knocked down.
Again, just a bit too aggressive on defense, United.
Yeah, that's the third team foul, but again, you don't mind that, but you hear Joe Lawachul, he's telling these youngsters, we're trying to trap. We're trying to be more aggressive. They've been on the back foot for a lot, especially that third quarter when the Gales went on the run. Now it's time to step it up. So they're trying to trap all the ball screens, trap the handoffs, try and speed up the Gales, who are so ingrained to play slow basketball, to get through their stuff, methodical stuff, and just attack when the opportunity presents.
Here they go. They get the trap, but Mahaney's good enough to get it out. And now Dukas is wide open. Had a good look at it.
That's what they're trying to do. You're going to give up potentially wide open threes, but you want to speed them up, take them out of what they've been doing so far, especially in this second half. And trying to force feed Lawachul down low. Not good enough. Another turnover.
St Mary's will settle it down again. Good ball movement. Now Bowen down low. Lawachul did well not to foul that time, but then again the offensive rebound. Bowen plays with a lot of hustle.
That's his game. I mean, he's not a real finesse guy, but just put his head down and just went through him and stayed with it. The second effort, that's been really impressive. Again, might not be a guy who puts up 20 a night, as Triplet gets open. Can't. Yeah, that's two pretty big screens from Joe Lawachul, but just Bowen, it's that grit. He's got a bit of a Nick Kay vibe about him for Perth fans. He's got a real Nick Kay vibe about him.
They try and trap again, United, and again, they just get the foul, a bit of a push on the hip, a bit too aggressive.
That's another one on Joe Lawachul. Just a little too overzealous on the ball screen.
Coach Reece Carter will keep flicking the substitutions around while they try and up the tempo on defence. Bring in Lockheed Barker. David Aquera comes back in. And they get a couple of stops here. Aiden Mahaney, he's just slowed down a little bit after a red-hot first half in particular. Dukas just pulls up at the free throw line.
How long have we seen that tonight? Just getting to their spot. So that was probably one where, are trying to get that hard show on the ball screen. It doesn't happen, and if you don't get a show at all, you let Dukas get to his spot. That's a free throw.
Triplet now showing he's got some moves in the paint.
Been really good.
Tuck the ball under the arm, gets the foul.
Been really good, Zach Triplet, and barely played last season, development player for Melbourne United, but the spot minutes he had, he wasn't afraid to let it fly with at the end of the game, or Dean Vickerman threw him in there. Bright future ahead of him.
As we said earlier, the local Keilor boy playing in front of friends and family here tonight. Coming back from this significant hand injury, just finding his rhythm. Leaves the second one short. And they'll trap again here, United. Put pressure on Bowen. Shot clock down to 5. Mahaney, what's he going to try and create? In the end, he's going to go alone. It was always going to be a big ask. And now they'll run the floor here, United. Aquero.
Oh, my.
Would have been the double dribble. He got away with it.
Oh, he did. Did he what? Definitely double dribble, but in the end, kind of looked like he wanted to pass it. Had to shoot the float. That was by far the best defensive possession of the night from Melbourne United. Joe Lawachul anchoring it, yelling blue to get the guards to switch their stance into a down, trying to put them towards the baseline as they do it again, and then trying to really just pack it in. They've done it again perfectly well, but Bowen knocks down the three. His first three of the game. You probably live with that. If you're Reece Carter in Melbourne United, you might be upset that it's 3 points on the scoreboard, but he hasn't shot the ball well tonight, and you got them out of what they were comfortable with.
Well, Achul puts the head down. It's been a tough night for him. Here's Lemmy. Bockler. Had some good moments, and Bowen getting better as this game's going on. Good defense. Bockler from a long way back again. Good defense from United. Another good set.
It was a really good defensive set by both Lawachul, Aquera. Triplet tees one up. But Lockheed Barker fighting over the screens. Those are the little key moments. They don't show up on a stat sheet. But Dean Vickerman will be loving sitting back as he watches this game and not coaches.
Bockler this time gets to the rim. The reverse finish.
Instant offense. He's been really solid. That's going to be an illegal screen. Joe Lawachul, he probably got away with 2 of those in the last 2 minutes. Not that one. He's going to take a seat, and that's his night done.
He's been a little bit frustrated tonight, the big fella, hasn't he? I mean, tough work, and you're right, he was happy to take some bodies late in this game.
Well, he's just been working out a little bit with Melbourne United, playing as much basketball as he can before he goes over to Asia. So it'd be a weird moment for him to come back to a team that he's about to leave in a pre-season game. I keep saying pre-season because we know the Blitz is the real pre-season tournament, but he's about to come in and you want to play your game, but you also want to just fit in and help make up the numbers as best as you can for a team that is not all together and not close to being full together yet.
course, the NBL Blitz will begin Friday, September 16 in Darwin. That will be the official pre-season of the NBL23. If you are a Melbourne United fan, you can buy your membership now, full season, or a 5-game or 3-game memberships are available. And the only way to support your team this season is to get one of these membership packs. You'll save money on walk-up prices, you get access to exclusive member benefits, you get to meet the players, and much, much more. Visit membership.melbourneunited.com.au now. As we said, such an exciting season coming up for Melbourne United. Their 3 imports all arrive tomorrow. Ratton Mays, who was at the Illawarra Hawks. Rajon Tucker, he's been around the NBA for a few years.
Oh, cannot wait to see what he brings, Tucker. It's always tough when you bring in new imports to adjust to the NBL. It's a completely different style of basketball than they play perhaps anywhere else, whether it's Europe, G League or whatever. But I think he's one who's going to come in and put up some serious numbers alongside Chris Goulding for Melbourne United.
Remember the name, Rajon Tucker, and of course his mate Jordan Caroline, who he's played against basically since high school. So a couple of imports that know each other is always handy as well, I would presume, Pete.
Well, that's what we saw last year. What worked with the Sydney Kings had some imports, some big imports that had a history together.
Yep.
One import ended up being the MVP. Unlucky foul called there on Aquera, going to send Bowen to the line. But it's always good to have that little bit of, however little it is, just some chemistry with some new guys who then get over here and become acquainted with the new teammates and a new system.
Kyle Bowen's been super impressive tonight. Played a lot of minutes as well. He's probably played, I would have think, nearly most minutes of anyone, along with Big Saxon.
I've got a feeling that they're a bit short on bigs.
Couple out injured.
Because Saxon has played nearly this whole game with Bowen. I mean, I'm sure that'll be that way once their college season starts as well. And that might potentially be... They're just checking to see with the goaltend. So they're going to count that as 2 points potentially for a goaltend on the second free throw, because it becomes a live ball.
Yuli was looking for the backdoor cut, triplet, but St Mary's again well drilled. Able to get the hand in there. 2.5 minutes left in this one. St Mary's have been able to blow this open in the second half. Augustus Marshallonis playing the shot and then gave it off to Saxon. Good look.
Well drilled. As fundamental as it gets, not forcing anything, and the big Saxon rolling down, who's been terrific. Put his body in the right spot where he just had to go up and finish as Brad Newley tees one up. Bit long.
Look for the Aquera. Tried to go baseline, ran out of room, and then was forced to put up a tough shot. Again, good defense from St Mary's.
Bit of frustration here from Reece Carter, who's just yelling, set a screen. And this is what happens, as we keep mentioning, when you're not on the same page yet and you're not in the right spots, you rush through everything. You're rushing through setting screens, which we've seen a lot tonight. You're not in the right spot to get your body on a box out. Good steal from Shea Illy. And all those things, when you're playing against a well-drilled college team, you become exposed this early.
Just pulls up in transition. Almost made it. Aquera, offensive board, and look, Porty was able to get one over the top of Saxon. Hasn't been able to do that too many times tonight.
We're going to get a timeout here from the Gales.
And they're going to bring on a few of the youngsters, I think.
I think it's just a timeout. Just a timeout to get a quick substitution in.
Number 1 there, the big Aussie, Harry Wessels, a freshman.
He's checked into the game. Mahaney's checked out. He's been excellent. Saxon and Bowen, all three have been really good tonight for the Gales. We're just going to empty their bench a little bit.
Cade Bennett, the youngster will get a go as well, the freshman. Will play this last minute and straight away under all sorts of pressure, but again, just a little bit too aggressive on defence. United, another foul.
And that's what's hurt them a lot tonight too, Melbourne United, when they have tried to pick up the aggression. The Gales started that way. They've been overzealous and they've been slapping down. They've been getting those little hand check fouls and getting to the bonus where they're going to shoot a lot of free throws. At three-quarter time, Gales are taking 27 free throws, so they've taken a lot more in this fourth quarter as well. Those little things that they'll learn with more time on the floor together.
Illy again will let it fly. He's been the best United player probably tonight. He'll get fouled, so he'll get the
he's been himself.
Opportunity to get the stripe.
He's been himself. Shea Illy tried to pick up the pace when they looked a bit flat. Zach Triplett's been really good as well. Young fella just coming back from that injury. Keilor local, which is always nice to put on a show for your hometown and your home fans. And some youngsters have shown little spurts here and there, but nothing too much else to take from a pre-season effort.
What's the program from here for Melbourne United?
Well, it'll be a lot of training, getting ready for the blitz once you get the impulse to touchdown, and knowing Dean Vickerman, knowing what he's learned over the past few years with doing other things, whether there might be MMA. We started to do a little bit after we got walloped by the Wildcats. He threw
Wrestling
that in there.
is one of the worst things to do as
of all
physical.
time.
That's horrible.
In pre-season as well, when you've got no excuse of, okay, you've got to be ready for a game. We lost by 42 to Perth. He threw out the MMA, and then we won the chip, so he just automatically think it works every time.
Oh, no.
So you do it, and you win a chip.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. I wouldn't be surprised if they throw that in there, some boxing, and just trying to get the fitness up. Because if they're going to play this way, if they're going to play the up-style defense, get up, hedge, trap screens, they've got athletes, their imports coming in, they're athletic, they're going to be a very athletic team, then you've got to be fit. So I would not be surprised if a lot of that comes with obviously playing, but throwing in some other little workouts there, getting ready for the blitz, which will be a nice little showcase.
Here's Marshall Unis again. He's young Forbes getting some minutes.
Oh, my. Oh. That's a volleyball spike.
Marshall Unis will look for Wessels, but again, United get the hand in. And a nice shot by Howe.
Again, a loose ball, those 50-50 balls, you do all the hard work to get a loose ball, and they don't come up with it, and the Gales have made them pay.
This will be the final possession of the game. Triplett again lets it fly. He's not shy. Catch and shoot. And that'll do it. In the end, 21-point win to St Mary's. As you said though, Pete, it's been playing together a lot longer, well drilled, and they got the job done. Melbourne United will be better for the run.
Absolutely, just a lot to learn from, take away, and a lot of X's and O's, but those little intangible things, those little moments, those fundamentals, boxing out, looking after the ball, getting in the right place at the right time. That's going to come with being together. They've got a lot of fresh faces, a lot of faces that might not be here when the season starts. So nothing really else to take out of that other than just a good run to be back on the floor together. And if you're the Gales, well, it's exciting for Coach Bennett because you've got youngsters, you've got veterans, you've got Aussies who look like this culture. They might have a really successful college program.
And we got to see the Quach Malawatch. Keep an eye out for him. The new Melbourne United signing. Josh Duach as well played some minutes, and Malif Machar, some exciting prospects for Melbourne United. But that might do us here at Keilor Stadium tonight. Thanks for your company. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. In the end, it was St Mary's winning this one by 21 points. Signing off.
Dukas.